very unpopular. People have tried to soften this by saying the husband is head of the wife. Really it should read the husband is the source of the wife, proceeds from the wife, or he's the source, provider or something. No, I think it's tougher than that. Wives, be subject to your own husbands as to the Lord, as though they are Christ himself. There is a hierarchy in the Bible, which is very unpopular these days. Husband is the head of the wife, but then responsibilities are coming to the husband very quickly. So Paul, having admonished the wives, quickly turns around and admonishes a husband, which he was not personally, as you know. As Messiah also is head of the church. But think about that. I don't think Jesus is just giving us orders all the time. He's not just there with admiral-like giving us orders one after the other. He does a lot more than just tell us what to do. So think of that, the parallel with what Christ does. He loves us and he helps us. And so all of that would be included then in the parallel between the husband and Messiah here. Sounds as though Paul is patriarchal in his views here. In that passage you referred to in 1 Corinthians 11, I love the way Paul covers all aspects of this in verse 7. A man ought not to have his head covered, since he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of the man. For man does not originate from women. And for fear of being sexist, he quickly says, but woman from man. For indeed, man was not created for the woman's sake, but woman for the man's sake. Therefore, the woman ought to have a symbol of authority on her head, and so on. However, in the Lord, verse 11, he's covering himself here. Neither is woman independent of man, nor is man independent of woman. For as the woman originates from the man, the woman originates from the man, that's true. Now, what about the balance? So if the man has his birth through the woman, so let's get this evened out a little bit. 25. Husbands, that he might present to himself the church in all her glory, having no spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that she would be holy and blameless. 33. Nevertheless, each individual among you also is to love his own wife, even as himself, and the wife must see to it that she respect her husband. Okay, a mystery doesn't mean a mystification. A mystery is a revealed truth in the Bible. The mystery of the kingdom is not a puzzle that nobody can solve. It's a revealed truth. So this great revealed truth is indeed great, isn't it? I'm speaking about reference to Christ and the church. I would think it is. I'm not saying that we can claim to understand every detail of this, but it's not something mystifying or so puzzling that we shouldn't attempt to explain it. So to love his own wife as himself, actually it makes a lot of logical sense, doesn't it? If you love your wife, you're really loving yourself. Yes, he gave himself up for her. That puts the husband then in a very much in a servant attitude towards his wife, doing things for her, so that he might sanctify her, Jesus does for the church, having cleansed her by the washing of water with the word. Washing by the word includes water baptism, of course. I do note the difference where he does say in 33, the wife must see to it that she respect her husband, to fear him. Actually, the word is fear there. The same word is used of fearing God. So there is a hierarchical thing of some sort. That's why Paul does not ordain women, I think, where the buck stops. Elders are to be the husbands of one wife, although the women do speak in the Bible. They prophesy and preach constantly. They did, and they should. And it's delightful to have the women speak. Respect is right. The word is fear. It's the same word as used of fearing God. All I can say is there's a hierarchy in Paul's mind, which I wasn't brought up to think of it quite this way, except in my mother's day when she got married. In the marriage ceremony, she said she pledged to obey her husband. In those days, you did. Now you probably wouldn't want to do that. That's a cultural change. So people deep down understand this.